What up, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet, and today I want to check out Popular Mechanics for multiple reasons. Because number one, it tells us what technology was like back in the day, how far we've come, but also how far we've come within society. I mean, the internet's been pretty well taken over by progressives, and the way progressives talked, Granny here wasn't able to cash a check until the 50s, basically, because men bad. I mean, definitely men bad. Alcoholism bad. Lots of things bad. Women have the ability to be bad too. It's one thing we're kind of waking up to these days. But anyways, today we are looking at Popular Mechanics. Tomorrow I'll look at Cosmopolitan and have those conversations. But you guys don't have to be a part of that. For now, let's just look at the good things and the good times in the 80s when even men who smoked somehow never had dirt on them at all, and you didn't even need to use Photoshop in order to make them look good. That guy just looks perfectly clean. I hate men that look too clean when they're also supposed to look like they're rugged. Like, for example, that Jeep looks like it's seen some times, right? You believe that Jeep's seen some times. I believe that this guy just came out of a pressure washer just to make sure he didn't have anything on him at all. But your Jeep looks like how your lungs look like, alright? Don't hit the road when you hit the road. Are these guys trying to tell me that the the you didn't have shocks until the 80s? No. Legit, straight up, a Woody. Is that like an SUV? I wonder how much wood versus metal was actually on that thing. So my ex-wife backed her old Kia Rio into a Ford truck. Let's say a Tundra, and her trunk was screwed, and the Toyota, or sorry, the Tundra, no, whatever, the big old metal truck had no issues with it. Hey y'all, I hear you love hammers, so we put a pick on the end of your hammer, so you have a pick on your what? I keep seeing this guy and thinking he's Egon Spangler from Ghostbusters and stuff. Oh, I love that advertisement for people who want their money as much as their VCR. I can just feel the physical buttons clicking as I push them, and the power button actually not, lighting up unless it's on. These days, when you hit power buttons, you gotta wonder, okay, it's red. Does that mean it's on or does that mean it's off? And no one will get the joke on how it was always 12 o'clock on the VCR. That was an old joke on all the shows, right? Colors and legibility for PCs, calling it for what it is. It's like, yeah, well, we got colors on these computers now, and we can kind of make out what they look like. We're getting pretty far, eh, guys? I think I had that PC. Holy hell, I think that was actually the PC. The PC case looks real familiar. This is an interesting advertisement. One thing bringing all of these people together is technology. And through this man's fingers, we have sparks. That's lovely. I love it. That's how technology works. I love to just sit back and look at these advertisements. I had one of those. What were they called? I can't remember, but I ended up throwing it out because yeah, one of those things, you leave it in the garage, you think it's going to be okay, you get back to it and it smells like cat piss. I legit can't get over how many advertisements there are in here for radar detectors. Because weren't these illegal? Like, were they illegal at the time or what? It's interesting how it was okay to circumvent the law to the point that they would advertise it. You couldn't advertise drug paraphernalia at all, at all, at all. But you could advertise this. Like, I mean, in a typical in a typical magazine. The ethics on this are questionable. Splash and Flash. That's my club name. Why, a Russian type nuke disaster can't happen here because the Russians can't frickin' fire them. Did you see they tried to like do a show of force just recently, but they couldn't even launch the damn thing, and the thing ended up like it exploded where it stood basically. Oh man, it wasn't a nuclear explosion where it stood. I think it was just a. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it looks like just the fuel ignited, basically. Oh, I want one. I want one. High-tech headgear, really? Huh, I wonder if anyone actually used that damn thing. It's an underwater spy. Is that a bomb? I don't know, but I think we should go up and poke it. Maybe if we push in the antennae, it won't be able to send information out. The Super Concorde, this was before the big unfortunate event that happened, that basically a piece of scrap metal got left on a runway, and that scrap piece of metal ended up causing a big explosion. Italian tank sports model. All right, leave it to the Italians. I want one. I want one. Oh, my heart. My heart. I want one so bad. Could you imagine? Jeez, that glass had better be. That glass had better be off the shelf. I wonder if the hood could really even take that gun, though. A 30 caliber hit. Okay. Future vision. Oh, it's one of those ones where they take the multiple ones and they slam them together, and from far away it looks cool. Oh boy, look out, 1980s airships are back because they're hard to detect by radar or something. How are they a hard target to find? Just freaking look up. I do specifically remember the Goodyear blimp being a staple in jokes in the 80s. That's an interesting piece of art. I think the guy that did Cracked Magazine, or frequented Cracked Magazine, did that. An easy roller. Huh. Holy hell, I must be way too far up north. I've never heard of this. The cotton gin. Why would they call it a gin? I thought gin was a drink. But like many other investors in the US, he saw his invention stolen. Okay, so that just pats it together, right? It doesn't weave it. We still have to weave it after this point. This is just compression for shipping. Oh man, now I'm going down a rabbit hole of all that now. I still see these things around the landscape, but there's no use for them now, right? Everything's been scattered, distorted. Oh, that's a cool picture. Oh, that's such a cool picture. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Geez, check out these landline phones. I've never seen any phone that had a calculator output like that. That's fascinating. Here they're talking about the modern home, but I could absolutely not have my back to a door. It just freaks me out way too much. Something about old houses. Old houses, Victorian houses like I'm in, kind of haunt themselves. And if anyone who lives in a Victorian house, just chime off. There's a ghost in your house, and it's in the hallway, right? Upstairs, downstairs. I don't care. They hang out there and they watch you. Like, I'm just firing from the hip here. Yeah, like the sun's up right now and we can all laugh and stuff, but man, if you're in a Victorian home and the sun's down and you're not like buzzed with beer or something, it scares people. Imagine going over a ramp in something like that. Legit though, I'm curious. Could they have the original wheels on that without having it decay? Because everything seems to fall apart on its own. It rots. It perishes. Buddy over here at NASA's going to pick up your mom for a spacewalk. Oh, I really gotta ask if anyone still does chaw. Look at the way this guy's sitting. He's got the strong sense of, excuse me, you've interrupted me. Oh, creepy. That guy looks like a servitor that's been emancipated within the tech that he is attached to. Man, the American Army is rich, and rich people get to play with the best toys. Look at that toy. I need to become these guys' friends. Maybe they'll let me join. I've seen semen. Oh, I want that so badly. Jeez, check that out. Combat aircraft of the future will be able to monitor and patrol virtual functions. Wow. Whoa. Okay, that's something. That's remarkable. Never seen anything quite like that before. Kind of looks like the bomber, but yeah, I've never seen any spacecraft look quite like that. But maybe this thing is in like a low orbit ultimately. I love the retrofuturism on this. Holy hell, and check that out. Blackbird, so you can speak a highlight detector. Dude, I love it. Oh wow. Oh wow. Now that's pretty cool. Whatever this guy is doing out there in a farmer's field, I bet you could do it with a watch these days. So there's a kind of technology, and I think that this is it. That we used to have signs that my dad can remind them, but you weren't supposed to take tractors like this out onto paved roads because it just freaking mangled them. Just mangled them, but it definitely helped get the thing out of a ditch. Apparently, that's what existed before the rubber tire existed. Could you imagine going over pavement on that? Geez, that would hurt your butt. Oh, folks, that's it for me. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. It's always appreciated. And as always, folks, take care of each other, will you?